GSL Code A with Outer Wolf.
Life versus Squirtle.
Yeah, and one of these two players is going to Code S pretty soon. It's game number 2, and currently the Protoss is in the lead. Starting to the top right, we have Life, the Startail Zerg player, losing against Protoss once again on map number 1. The same happened to him against Paralyze. His opponent starts to the bottom left, cross-positioned on Frost, the map of Life's choice. And well, this is the map where Life started his camp against Paralyze, with also cross-position, so we might see the same thing repeating itself, but Squirtle played great game number 1.
Yep. So I wanted to talk a little bit more about our contest, our GCC. You guys can submit videos. Go to GOMTV and check out that contest on the contest page, and you guys can submit videos. There's a huge prize pool, and also the winner will win a trip to Korea to watch the GSL finals. And all those videos are going to go up to youtube.com/exp. When we talked about earlier, where you can also find VODs and VODs of all sorts of other games besides StarCraft, but I know you guys are big StarCraft people, so that's what you're going to be going to watch. So just check that website out. And if you want to participate in the contest, make some cool videos. It's all about gaming in general, not even necessarily StarCraft. A lot of the people who have been submitting the videos are StarCraft related, but it doesn't have to be. It could be about console games. It could be about some weird kissing game that one of the Korean casters uploaded, I saw. Like,
wait, what?
Yeah, don't watch that.
Let me guess who.
You guess, actually.
Comedy guy?
Yeah.
Of course. Why am I not surprised?
Last night before I went to sleep, I just happened to stumble upon that video, and I was so uncomfortable I couldn't finish
dreams.
it. I couldn't finish it, man. Yeah, then I just like read a book for another hour so I could get my mind off of it. I didn't sleep well last night.
Double hatch before pool on Frost. Haven't seen that too often. But, well, there comes the probe, and let's see how Squirtle is going to react to this. He's already in the lead, and Life takes the risk because of that.
Yeah, he certainly does. Probe coming over here, spots the natural. And, you know, I thought we might actually see, when I saw the pile on the low ground, I thought, okay, he could go Forge, he might cannon. And now he's just trying to threaten the cannon. He's saying, listen, take me seriously here. Overlord comes over, he's like, I gotta take this seriously.
Yeah, that didn't work the last time when he tried to go for that.
Life's like, I'm not falling for your tricks, man. He's like, of course you're not actually gonna cannon me. He's like, do it, I dare you. He's like, are you gonna finish that pawn? I guess not, I guess not.
Oh, well, actually, no, okay, he only commits the drones to the natural, and he's like, yeah, he doesn't care.
Yeah, he's like, are you gonna finish that pawn? He's like, I didn't think so. I guess not, huh?
Yeah, well, Squirtle is trying to fake him out here, and Life calls the bluff.
That's that kind of confidence move where you're just like, ah. Even if he is canning, by the way, also, like, that's so hard to defend. He might have just as well say, all right, well, if you're going to commit resources to actually canning my third base, I still have my natural for free, so, like...
Yeah, he would have probably just cancelled that one and would just moved over to the other third base position and took that one.
I mean, if you go for the third base cannoning it, and the pool finishes, if you only make one cannon, the base will be saved, actually. And if you make more than that, then you've, like, already counter-invested into so much that Life's not really going to worry about. And you can just take a new third up at the top, so... but still, I like the idea to try to fake out. You know, if suddenly Life does panic, and if he pulls a Terror Prime, then you get ahead.
I mean, we've seen that, committing too many drones because you really think that the opponent is going for it. On the other hand, if you call the bluff and then suddenly there are really cannons, you might look pretty silly if that goes through at the third base. You're not as worried, but if that would have happened at the natural, it's a different story.
Oh yeah, the natural he definitely would have at least had to pull 2 drones to stop the wall off from going up.
Yeah, to be on the safe side. Yeah. Talking about a wall...
How does this happen?
Well, it's basically just him cancelling the Zealot. Oh, I think he did, right?
Either he canceled it or moved out. I think, yeah, he's moving out with a Mothership Corp.
Yeah, so the Dragon just somehow went past and now is in the main base and sees everything.
He wants to go Oracle, I think, with the Zealot, and there it is, but like, the Zergling sees this, which is really annoying, so he hesitated to make it for a second there. And now with the extra 2 queens popping out, I think that this should be warded off relatively easily. Not even going to be able to really commit. Like, 2 queens here is enough.
It's a lot of queens that he's getting this game. He has 2 queens already at the third base, and he has another one being produced as we speak. So that will not only help him a lot with the creep spread, but of course also then make sure that he's going to be safe against any kind of air commitment of his opponent. And it's going to help him out against the ground units too, because it looks more and more like Squirtle really wants to commit.
This is lucky for Life, 2 games in a row on this map that he gets cross. It's like it's his, he controls the way the map spawns, he speaks to it. Gets the RNG to spawn cross twice, and this is going to affect the timing of this 4 gateway pressure. There's no forward warping point that's close. If you look on the map closely, very close, you can see there's one to the bottom right of the 3rd base, but it's pretty far away. Not scouted, on the other hand, so that's something to consider. Is he going to walk in again? Oh my god, he could have.
He could, yeah. He actually could go in again. We have Live once more with the +1 attack upgrade and a lot of Zerglings being built, also speed upgrade. So that is kind of his style to prevent a 3rd or at least the 4th base. To just get that aggression out there, and with the extra damage on the Zerglings, he is then trying to snipe a few of the next time.
That's really cool, by the way. He shows the probe and the sentry, then starts the warp ends. I was like, why is he going to make a Nexus here? Even I was a little bit confused, because I know he wants to take a 3rd base, but I didn't think he wanted to take it that fast, so he has his warping point. So Life has to be like wondering, okay, are you really going to take this? He has an overlord spot that it hasn't been taken yet, but he's still a little bit concerned about
taking bases. Life is immediately trying to get another hatch here, but this attack that is now heading towards his 3rd base is something that he does not really see coming. 21 Zerglings, but no speed completed. 5 Queens. That has to be one part that really defends against this, but I don't think that Life expected this. That's a lot of Zealots.
Time warp as well on that first Queen. There's a force field. It's going to buy him some time. He needs more sentries, which he does warp in. A cannon will make a tight wall here. Zealots actually need to start fighting. They were on hold position. Oracle over to help out as well. He needs more warp ends.
Well, those Zealots are taking down a lot of those drones and are trying to snipe the Queens too. That's currently happening. The 2 sentries, the 3 sentries back at home are going to be enough to defend against the Lynx here. Another force field just in case. And Life is starting to lose a lot of ground.
Yeah, he's losing a lot of ground. He's losing a lot of larvae here. He's down to 43 harvesters. More Zealots warping in. That Oracle up to 13 kills. Such a great help against Zerglings on the ground. He does so much damage so quickly. And the Mothership Core in the back helps out as well here.
Oracle is moving into the range of the Spore Caller for a little bit, but a nice move back here. The Mothership Core, on the other hand, is most likely going to die.
Does die.
Yeah, Oracle has, I think, 19 kills by now, but the 3rd base survives. Live holds. He has the Lynx, and he's putting them to use, able to throw Squirtle back and save this 3rd base.
It's just the problem for Life that he's down to now 39 harvesters.
Yes.
He can't use his Zerglings to attack the 3rd base over here of Squirtle yet, because if he does, then his base is going to go down. He's spotted. All that Squirtle needs to do now is actually warp in a few groups of Zealots at his 3rd. He's going to be able to defend it. He's got 1 cannon set up already. And that means that this base, if he sends his Zerglings across the middle of the map, and the second he does, Squirtle pokes in here, he has to turn around. He's a little bit indecisive. Killing this 3rd base, I feel, is critical for Life. If he can't do that, then this game is almost lost for him.
Well, especially with the double Stargate now coming up, that will put his Stargate count to 3, and that's a lot of air units that he has then there. But on the other hand, with all those Lynx, I don't think that Squirtle has enough to really defend here. Maybe with a Photon overcharge, but
he doesn't have that, I don't think.
That's the Mothership Core, and he doesn't have the energy just yet, and the cannon is already gone, so suddenly the Nexus is completely exposed. There's another set of units just moving in and trying to accomplish something here, but I feel it might be a little bit too late. The force fields are being dropped, but the Zerglings are still going ham on that base.
Yep, and the Nexus is down to 500 points. He stops attacking it.
He might be able to save it after
He's
all.
going to save it. Oracle's
here.
back, and that's it, man.
Wow.
And even these Zealots are going to maybe catch a Ling or 2.
Oh god.
Life in terrible, terrible shape here.
What is Life doing without knowing that there are 3 Stargates? He's building a Spire, and that's the worst choice for him.
It's just a lack of information. He's almost evened up the Harvester count. He's brought up to 54 to 56, which is still horrible for a Zerg, but like, it could be terrible and horrible.
3 Phoenixes being built at a time. Whatever comes out of that Spire is gonna get crushed.
Yeah, this is could be a sad love story.
Huh? There's not a lot of love involved from where I'm standing.
I don't know, you said crushed, so
I know in love and war everything is fair game, but I think this is definitely war.
Well, I gotta say, man, it's not gonna be fair. 13 Phoenixes versus 30 Mutalisks, and the Phoenixes are feeling okay. Like, 13 Phoenixes against 11 Mutalisks, and well, Lyote's got a better chance.
Yeah, there come the Phoenixes. I think he scouted them already. Yep, that's why we see the Corruptors, but good luck with the Corruptors here.
He's actually just gonna... Well, I don't know about this.
I think he's baiting the Queens to stay around a little bit longer, because those Phoenixes are going to snipe the Queens right away. If they stay there, and yes, indeed they do.
Yep, goodbye Queens, and then therefore goodbye Nexus, because the Warrior is going to come right back. Photon Overcharge, or the Prismatic Alignment is ready. And oh my god, those
Well,
those Mutalisks actually are in a good spot to do damage because there's no Phoenixes at home.
Exactly. He doesn't know that they're there, and suddenly they have to move
They're going to
back.
target the Nexus.
They're going to snipe the Nexus.
He's going to get it. Wow.
And the Mutalisks are immediately... Well, the Phoenixes move back immediately and move over everything, all the undead, the Spore Crawlers, and now it's just like hunting season. And they're getting away, maybe?
No way. He's going to chase those down. He can't escape with those. I can't believe he would allow them to escape.
He doesn't really know where they are. He's trying to anticipate and get them, but life is running away here. The question is, how much does Squirtle chase and try to look for them?
I think he's got to have... He's gonna split into 2 groups. He's got 2 groups now. And, oh
He's
my
turning
god,
back.
he lets him go?
Wow.
That's a huge victory for life that could help him turn this game around. I mean, he's still not ahead.
Yeah, I wouldn't probably go that far. It depends all on how... I feel like with the Infestation coming up, there's going to be at least 1 or 2 Infestors. And as soon as we have the Infestors, the question is, do you hit that fungal?
Do you hit that fungal, man?
One fungal that catches the Phoenixes, then they go down against the combination of Void Ray and Mutalisks. If you don't, then you're in trouble. Especially with the Fleet Beak now coming up. So
Anti-Impulse Crystals.
And not only the Anti-Impulse Crystals, I feel we're also going to see Tempest down the road, just because we are then in the spot where Squirtle can completely commit to Sky Toss, and that's what he's already doing with that additional upgrade. +1 attack for air units has been started. There are the Anti-Impulse Crystals.
Zealots here. How they got there from that pylon still, actually.
Life is not in a good spot right now. Not
oh, the Queen!
all.
Goodbye! That's only 1 Queen, and he has a lot of extras, but still, any small victory for these Zealots starts to add up when you already have control over the game with all these Phoenixes. And the Infestors are on their way. I like that he makes 1 first, just that one, to start building the energy before he even commits to the upgrade. This is like... No way, Jose. Like, Guardian Shield is up, Force Field's going down. We're just like, whoa, we were just gonna poke, man. There's only 3 of us. Like, you don't need to go that crazy.
Yeah, chill, dude.
It's like, calm down, man. It's just 3 roaches and like 4 Zerglings.
Yeah, Life is... This is a very, very bad spot for Life. 4th base for him just now started again. He's trying to get a macro hatch too, but the air is completely dominated by Squirtle. And yes, this is time for the Mutalisks to die. They might get a few Phoenixes, but the Mutalisks, they are gonna die this mostly. Anti-Impulse Crystals are done, so there is just no way for them to survive this.
Overlord's trying to tank a little bit, I guess. Maybe help out against the Mutalisks, or to help the Mutalisks out against the Phoenixes, but no. Goodbye, Overlord, as well.
Yeah, this is looking absolutely... This is looking horrible for Life.
This engagement, though, how many Infestors does he have on the way? I think he had 6, right? So he has 6 now in total.
Phoenixes are going to try and lift them.
And
I think he's probably going to even ignore it.
But the thing is, if he gets fungled here, with his Sentries and his Stalkers, that's the bigger problem.
Well, he goes away now, and those Infestors have a hard time chasing. But yeah, if he gets fungled in the wrong spot, then that could turn, of course.
Alright, here come those Phoenixes. He just wants to ignore the Corruptors and kill those Infestors if he can.
Even
Ultra's
the 4th
Cavern
base now being built.
Yeah, the Ultra's Cavern is like so liberal for him to try to take right now. He doesn't even have 4th base up, and what else is he going to make? He needs to tech into some sort of hive, and this is going to sync up with his upgrades, but still.
Swill is going into the Dark Shrine now, and I haven't seen him build any air units in quite some time. That's the only thing that I find a little bit weird, is if you snipe this many units, yes, of course, the Corruptor commitment is now there, but I would have expected like more Void Rays being built.
More Void Rays, +2 for air, Tempest, yeah. He loses his Phoenixes here. Looks like 6 of them are going to go down.
Like, he killed all of his opponent's Mutalisks, so...
Never want to give units for free, but like, yeah, losing Phoenixes here is not like Squirtle losing a finger.
He has +1 attack. He's going into ground composition. He's switching into Colossi now, so apparently the triple Stargate really only designed to shut the Mutalisks down on the map. I feel that he could have done more with Skytoss, but he decides to go into the ground, and with double Robo, this is still a very powerful composition.
He can use that against the Ultras. He's got cannons up here at his 4th base. And the triple Stargate, once he has like a gas bank, which he already kind of does, once he deals with the Ultras once, he can start to make more Void Rays later, also Tempest, so it's not like he has to do it right now. He's keeping the drone count of life down at 65. Never ideal. Never.
July is July style, basically.
Yeah, he's like, I'm just going to knock you back to 2010 for a second.
Yeah, we have now the +2 attack upgrade for air also started, so Squirtle really making sure that he has the option of falling back into Sky army as soon as he has to. But yeah, for Life, this is a pretty dire situation. He's a little bit ahead in overall army supply, and he's trying to get his bases up again, but the Protoss player has now afford the income to secure himself the production in a double robotics, and also, of course, then heading into additional tech like the Templar Archive here.
Yeah.
Composition for him is good, upgrades are decent. He can switch back into air units if he wants to.
He needs to get +3 attack for his ground army, though. I don't know why he hasn't made that yet.
Nice. DT here forcing a cancel.
Oh, there's investors that he could be targeting, but he decides to go for the Spore instead, and then realizes it's too late, wastes a fungal, but that's all. Where's the +3? I think Squirtle thought he'd started it, because he certainly has not.
Well, he has the resources to pull that off, and he has also the resources to switch his tech whenever he feels like it. But for him, it was important to just make sure that that additional base of Squirtle of Life was cancelled, that he himself is on 4 bases, even taking 5th right now. So Squirtle in the late game is going to have a great army here, just because his upgrades are going to be awesome. He's going to have the opportunity to switch into air units whenever he wants to. Nice blink forward, saves the Nexus, where Life was trying to once again just force a quick cancel.
Just 6 Infestors, 5 Ultralists, plus the Queens, right? That's the actual army. 2 Vipers as well for Blinding Cloud. You know, an Abduct if that becomes necessary, for example, on the Mothership Core, but probably just going to be for Blinding Cloud. The Tempest transition is on, and there's finally +3. That was my concern, because the Ultralists get up to full upgrades, and you don't have +3. The Immortals could be so much better.
Yeah, Immortals like 5 of them, and now Tempests 2 to support them, of course. So it's the Phoenixes really need to try to snipe those Infestors. That would be a big for Squirtle. If he tries to get the lift there and shuts them out immediately, that would be absolutely great. And of course, they can also just kill those Vipers, which is super important against Blinding Cloud and Abduct.
Here we go. Those Templar over here at the front. Needs to get those feedbacks off on Infestors, on Vipers, anything he can. The Queen's coming out here as well. Could be feedback.
Yeah, the Infestors actually not doing too much just yet when we have those Phoenixes still just watching. They're not participating at all. They could have sniped those Vipers a long time ago. Now the Queens are finally there. That's gonna help. But still, the Phoenixes do not do anything. They're just staying to the right side.
There are some feedbacks we have. The Phoenixes could come in not only kill the Vipers, but also lift up some of those Infestors. Here we go. Here come the targeting of the Immortals. Those Ultras don't stand a chance. The Corruptors will control the air. There's the Blinding Cloud. But Queens against this much Protoss, he needs more, and he just doesn't have it, Caldor. He's got a bank. What is he going to remax? And I think he's just going to make more Ultras, but it's the wrong choice.
Life just got slapped around, and Squirtle didn't even use his Phoenixes that he had.
What is he making?
Any of the damage. The Queens are now gone.
Ultralists, 10 of them, but it's not going to be enough against this many.
No.
The composition is too lopsided when you commit this much to Ultras. All your opponent has to do is make Immortals.
Squirtle suddenly realized he has Phoenixes. I mean, he saves them, so he doesn't lose them to his opponent's Corruptors, but at the same time, he really could have done a lot with them in the last fight. Even shutting down those few Vipers would have already been a big victory for him. But the bank that we have for Squirtle, the income on 5 bases now, the upgrades, 10 Ultralists. Nah, not against the Stalkers here. With
Stalkers and the Immortals.
+3 attack.
And he's not going to be able to get the surface area he wants. Look at that. The Immortals going
There's no Queens. There's not a single Queen on the map anymore.
Yeah. This is Blinding Clouds here.
Yeah, but he blinks away and he's just going for target firing. He actually has to be careful.
One Immortal on the back is like being pushed like a crab against those drones. And you know what? Life takes a better engagement than I thought he would. 2 of these Ultras so low.
Yeah,
DT is target that one Ultra. Is he going for it?
Life did a lot of damage there, but the bank that we see is just too much.
And he's now just going to kite, and with the +3 finishing for the Stalkers.
Oh, nice! That fungal was actually a really good move. And that's what he needs to do, get those fungals. Suddenly there was Squirtle down to 28 army supply, but still we have the problem that the economy is much better for his opponent. Just look at what we currently have. The mining that we see there. And nice, the Observer picking up that one of the bases was still not scouted by Life. So we have a much better income for Squirtle. He can just swap in once again. The upgrades are so strong.
He can go into Void Rays now, too. He can just start making those. He could go into more Tempest. He has all the Immortal production he wants. DT's coming in. And he has a bank. Look, Life's mineral income dropped to 200 for a little while there. And he's actually starting to get mined out on his bases. He needs a 5th base, and that's where the DTs come in. They're just checking around the map, trying to find out if there are any hidden bases. And he just needs to start spending that bank, Squirtle that is.
Yeah, and I mean, he's doing exactly that. He's using one warp-in round after another, and the Ling finally now spots that base here at the bottom, so Life knows exactly in how much trouble he is. The DT is still doing its damage and preventing another base of his opponent. Changelings are being killed too.
1 DT with 6 kills over here, maybe even 7.
It's just really annoying the style that he currently plays, so yeah.
that bank is just allowing him to remax, and remax with expensive units.
Brutal transition here. If he locks down the Stalkers, might accomplish something. He needs good fungals to really make that work. If not, then the Stalkers are just going to blink underneath the Broodlords and snipe them one by one.
I think the Broodlords have been hidden too so far. So Squirtle, he's starting Tempest, but if he didn't have those Tempests, he might actually just not want to engage us. If he gets caught with fungals, like you said, it's going to be a nightmare for him. That's the one way Life gets back into this game. Triple Tempest though, and as long as he just sits back defensively here and doesn't make any mistakes, he's going to be fine.
Yeah, the Tempest, like Sky Toss in general, and wow, those were some really nice storms that he had there. Gaining the high ground and then using that 60 harvesters killed by Squirtle over the course of this game. It's a pretty scary composition that Life is using here, but I don't think... I think that Squirtle is going to be fine against it with the Tempest that he has. They're just so amazing to zone out against opponent.
Archon here making the trade against this early is actually an okay thing for him as well. 3 Tempests now, soon to be 5. He's going to lose this base, but he has the base at the bottom right that isn't scouted. I think Life doesn't realize that that's something that he's up against. And there's so many investors on the map. I like the composition he's built. It's very, very cost efficient.
He saw the base, but yeah, he needs a good spot now to take this army down. And first of all, he needs to take down the infestors, and here comes the Fungal. Life, well, Squirtle is moving back. If he loses those Tempests, that's going to be a really big deal.
This is...
High Templars for feedback would be great against the infestors.
There's 2 Tempests on the left side still doing a lot of damage. The Ultras trying to come in here, though. There's just way too much DPS. I mean, look at how many Immortals he has.
Getting slaughtered.
He just... Infestors need more support than this, and the Zealots alone are just going to rip them apart.
Blink forward, bam, infestors are gone, and Life just got crushed in this last engagement. The composition was just way too good here for Squirtle. And Squirtle takes it with a 2-0.
And he advances to Code S. He takes first place.
Well done. And Life goes up against the winner of Sky High Paralyzed.
Squirtle showing that he's still in shape. He hasn't had the best results this year so far, but that was a good win for him. Life winning 1 ZVP, but falling in the second one. And for him, I think he's probably... Do you think he'd rather play Sky High, or do you think he'll want the rematch that he already won against the player that he's already beaten in his EVP? What do you think?
I personally don't think it matters to him who he wins against.
To him? Well, to you, if you were Life, what would you think? Would you want to play against a player you've already beaten, or switch things up and play against a Terran who you think might be less good?
I think he probably wants to go up against the Terran.
I think so too. Especially from what we've seen from the Terran player today already, like not the best play.
But I feel to him, if you ask him, it probably doesn't matter to him too much. Probably it's more
He's that type of player
than anything else. He's just like, yeah, whatever comes, I'll deal with it. But for now, Squirtle advances to Code S already, which means, once again, a Protoss player. Like, that makes 11 Protoss in Code S now?
Yeah,
11, 12?
I think. Actually, it might be 12 now, yeah.
I have to look it up later. Well, we have a lot of Protoss players in Code S. And
only 2 Terrans?
Only 2 Terrans, exactly. So we are going into the next match. It's going to be a losers match between Protoss and Terran player. Paralyzed going up against Sky High. That's going to happen in about 5 minutes here at the GSL Code A as soon as we're back from our commercial break. So we're going to see you guys in a few.